Hello everybody and welcome back to Twinplays Total Warhammer. Time for episode 4 then. So in the last episode we expanded the borders of the vampire counts by taking Eschen and Waldenhof off the Templehof vampire faction, restoring some honour at last for Manfred after his crushing defeat at Eschen. And I think this episode is really going to be a rebuilding one. So we got offered a peace treaty by the Templehof, which we bumped up to 3,000, which is kind of worth it, I think, at least in the short term, just to give us the money to help rebuild our 2 newly taken settlements. And just take a breather as we improve the economy, build our armies and tech trees. So there may be some battles in this episode, more than likely not. We're just going to consolidate our position and build for future campaigns. So we have another population surplus. Is this here at last? No, it's I think we just used that actually last episode, so all declared peace, construction, demolition, technology. Okay, so we continue on the tech tree. I think as this is a time of rebuilding, we're going to look at something that helps with the economy, which looks like this one. So plus growth, plus income from repression buildings. That looks like the next logical step. We have 2 building slots available at Eschen. So let's have a look what we've got. We now have the convenience of having this entire province of Eastern Sylvania. So we've got our military building at Drakenhof. Waldenhof is just in the process of being built up. So Eschen's where it's at. Let's have a look at our options. So we have the Defiled Cairn, which will give us the Crypt Ghouls. How do they compare to just your basic skeletons then? 20, 30, 31, 10, 44, 38. Melee attack 27, defense 22, attack 18. So they're going to be better at attacking and defending, but they're very poor on armour. So they're going to be good for attacking. We won't commit to it just yet. Military support, that's going to give us a lot higher tier units, but we need a 3rd tier settlement, which we're not going to get till we get 2 in surplus, so not an immediate concern. Corpse Pile is going to give us a garrison, which might help defend when we're out and about, but at the moment we've got armies to defend there. So I think infrastructure is what we need to build up. Public order is currently on the rise, but 8 is... so we'd still be in plus if we got rid of the military presence, so not a massive concern. That'll just give us 100 income. Vampiric corruption. I don't really know what that does, to be honest. No, I'll have to find that out at some point. I feel like growth is definitely important, so we're going to go straight ahead with that. I think the income is going to be useful there, and that's going to be an upgradable building down the line. Technology done, building done. On to the next turn. commandment apparently, and skill point. Which should have done last time. Public order, growth. I feel like growth. We just want to keep. While we're at a time of peace, we just want to keep growing our empire and maximising the buildings we can have.
Ready.
So Manfred's also gained a skill point. I do believe he's got a. I thought we had a few weapons available. Apparently not. So skills. Like I said, I think we want to boost the unit's abilities. Yeah, I think zombie, skeleton, and crypt ghouls. They're going to be the bulk of our army for the time being. So on to the next turn. Disappeared. Populace in one of your settlements is gradually vanishing. On certain nights, whole ghettos or districts are left abandoned. The only clue for the remaining denizens, I presume that's their idea of citizens, I don't know, sounds similar enough, is a triangular symbol daubed by a nearby gate or wall. There's not really much we can do there, it's a bit random. And minus growth, brilliant. Most of our work being undone. Everything's still building. What I was going to do is take a look at this beautiful map. As you can see, it's quite a large area. I'm excited about how they're going to expand this in future games, but it's a long way off for the moment. No, not quite finished yet. So the newly formed Dwarven Confederation now hold most of the mountains. The orcs seem to have held us, so this is where that's the rest of the Dwarven Confederation, the Silver Road. Don't appear to be any further south, so still quite a large swab of land for the dwarves. And the orcs on the borders of the Caradin. And the Empire to the west. So we're gonna hopefully, by the time we do reopen this front with the Templehof, the dwarves will still be either too busy under attack from the orcs or not really bothered by our presence. So I'd like to consolidate this area before we make any more enemies. Would be nice. Let's go ahead and end the turn again. Okay. So the dwarves are on our border. Just a hero. Looks like he's just run away from a fight, so I don't think we should worry about that. So the charnel pit is complete, and we can now go for a lynch yard. Plus recruitment will be useful for future down, and plus growth. Yeah. I think at the moment that's a no-brainer. Turn again. Dwarves looking like they've just returned from their conquest. And the orcs retreating into our land. Foolish vainglory. They say you revel in victory. They say you spend more time erecting monuments to battles past than managing the realm. They say you are a fool. Well, I would agree in most cases, but it's a bit rude to say it to my face. Leadership, we're not going to need recruiting, we do want to make more armies, so humble approach sounds good. Right, we have another surplus, so tier 3. Well, that is tier 3, isn't it? Insufficient funds, we can go up to that. I'm sure it's worth saving. We need more income at the moment. So, although we're okay at the moment, I wouldn't put it past us needing public order at later dates. So we'll go for the giblet. Or gibbet. Giblet. Yeah, some nice turkey giblets. Lovely. One thing I have just forgotten about is we've got this quest battle. The only thing I'm worried about, I don't think it's going to be the case, is whether they will declare war on us, but it does give us a battle to do this episode. So let's go ahead and do the quest battle, shall we? So Manfred facing up against Hans in an Empire Expeditionary Force. Looks like it will be a bit of a walkover. They have got some cavalry to deal with, and we are going to be up against range units for the first time. Be a good test for Manfred's new army. So let's get underway.
Arise, grave-bound. I command thee to attend. Franz, the son of whores and tumorous burgomeisters, thinks the crown is his. But the house of the Reichland electors is tainted. As the last great Count of Stirland, mine claim is the truest. I should be Emperor. I will be Emperor. Bring thy swords. Go, mine minions. Reap death. Dance a dance macabre.
Okay, well, he thinks very highly of himself, does Manfred. Believes he should be the Emperor, despite being practically undead. Well, I presume he is risen from the dead. Looking very peaky. If not, I would see a doctor. Very cool surroundings. That speech, by the way, reminded me very heavily of the old general speeches we used to see in the original Rome Total War, Medieval Total War 2. It's nice that these quest battles bring them back a little, but a bit of a shame that we don't get them in the same effect in the main game. But I think we can be forgiven for the pomp and circumstance that we see in this fantasy arena. So the Empire's forces, let's take a look. We have some spearmen, some handgunners. Say this is the first time we're going to be seeing some range units, some crossbows as well there. There's swordsmen, which I would take a guess are going to pretty much wipe the floor with our skeleton warriors. So we're going to have to rely on numbers and flanking tactics, I would think, and the halberdiers here with their long axes. Or halabards, I think they're called. Hence the name. And this is what I'm worried about. So, the Right's Guard, shot cavalry, I mean, bad armour. Okay. And the long spiked poles. They're going to be quite a force. So, anyone wondering, the reason I set them all back just makes it a bit easier to set everybody up and to not forget anybody. I think I think we're going to not change our tactic too drastically in the first few fights. We have our main body of spears and swordsmen with Manfred right in the fray. What we are going to have to deal with is this cavalry. So I think we're going to go for full-out Vargeist attack on them, pretty much from the off, and try and decimate them. So we're not really, unless this does actually declare war on the Empire, we're not technically at war with anybody at the moment. So we can afford to take some heavy losses with the Vargeist as long as the units themselves stay. So I think they'll be going straight in. So just straight up with the main bulk dire wolves, try and get around the side, and the Vargeist to deal with the cavalry. That's the plan. Let's see how it works out in theory, shall we? Oh, hang on, are they gonna... I'm just wondering if they're gonna come to us. No. Nope, not interested. Okay.
These lands are mine.
I would much rather they do come to us. There's spearmen at the front. But I understand if they don't want to. If you could just back it down. I know you're flying beasts of the realm and you're much quicker than us puny skeletons, but slow down a little bit. I love this running style still. It's pretty scary if that was coming towards you, that's for sure. Forward they go. I think we're not going to want them to stop. Just get them to move right. Oh, there's a unit I missed that's now been discovered, so Halberdair's on the flank. That's going to cause a few issues for our direwolves, so we're going to try and get them right round the back, I think. Now is a good time to get those Vargeists to crash in. Just gonna, I really don't want to miss this. Full on Vargeist attack here on the side of their cavalry. The lines crash into one another. The lines are drawn. Manfred's right in there as well.
Kill everything!
Yeah, that's the general idea, lad. I'm not going to discourage you from your eagerness. Our guys piling in here on the side of the cavalry. We'll get them to just back out a bit. I've got a feeling they're more shock. I'm sure it will tell me. Not really. I'm sure they're better for shock, but I would also like to keep them out. Well, for that reason, I'd like to keep them out of combat on the ground too much. We're going to put them straight back into the shock cavalry now that they've been disentangled from our main forces. Seems to be doing okay. Where's my
Address me as master. I will not fail.
Get a fireball away into the back of their ranks. Perfect. Just trying to get things around the back. And the direwolves straight into the range units. Said I think this is going to be a pretty simple fight. All round, shock cavalry seems completely decimated as Vargeist falls when being used as a unit, which I think may be my favourite way to use it from now on. And are pretty damn effective, it's got to be said. Just direwolves. Okay, the problem with these Empire units, they're all incredibly heavy armoured, even just the range units. And so they can't just be shocked and routed like they could before. Just the remnants of their cavalry. This game literally has me pulling back from my screen half the time. Some of what is going on is so cool to watch. And completely, utterly terrifying at the same time. Well guys, just finished it off this flank. Skeleton's struggling a little bit. We've got over here. Direwolves are taking up. Oh dear, how did that happen? Back off if you please. let's just get the well out of there. Okay. Let's move everyone into the main fray again. We're sending one unit of Vargeist after these shock cavalry that seems to be chasing down our dire wolves. I mean, I've played enough this game now where this really shouldn't blow me away, but it still does every single battle. Right, we're going to chase some of them down. This quest battle is probably not necessary. Our skeleton swarm continue their charge onwards. Right, also for you, pal. You're gonna go the way of the dodo. Doing alright at the moment. Oh! It's a knockout. Too well for him. Right, let's have a sit rep. Skeletons, who took the full brunt of the attack, really did struggle to break through. I say I'd much prefer a defensive kind of battle with those troops. Hopefully we'll be able to get some units to replace them soon, and the skeletons, because I'm not too confident in them when we're in an attacking situation, which we seem to be most of the time. It's a quest battle, so troops for the enemy at the end doesn't matter too much, just to maybe get a little bit of extra experience for our Vargeists, which seems to be our most useful units at the moment. Direwolf's just going to chase these guys down. Should get the Vargeists to do that. Where's an enemy? Might get one hit in. They do. Good. Dire wolves just run down. We'll do the old. We can. Lovely. Quite a little bit less flesh on them than I thought. Now seeing them up close. I hate to keep saying it, but this game blows me away in every respect. They've done a really good job with the performance this time around, considering all the added extras and flying units and these beasts, so many different skeletons to make up all the different types of unit. For it to run as smoothly as it does on release is a huge credit to CA after two pretty shoddy releases in Rome and Attila. Say they're back on form is a bit of an understatement. Right, that's going to be enough for this battle. We've done as much damage as we need. Quest complete. 621,765, that's a pretty poor performance from us, really. Empire troops were much more hardy than we expected. I think it's those spearmen that have taken the bulk of those casualties. Purely they couldn't stand up to the first line of offensive of the Empire. Bit of money. I think replenishment might be quite useful. We are at a truce with the Temple off, but I still don't trust them completely. Quest successful then, so we have a necromancer by the name of Siegfried Harkon, who is now on our side. I think I shall assign him to an army in a bit. And the gold sigil sword, +3 in melee defense and attack.
My bloodline calls.
Who shall we destroy?
Just hold your horses a little bit.
Agreed.
I was hoping you could sort of sing a song for the forces and keep their spirits up for the moment. That's what necromancers do, don't they?
this night?
Yeah. Staff's like an upright harp, isn't it? You just sort of pluck the string. No? Okay. Fair enough. Like, is it like a percussion instrument where you shake it and there's a little beat? Probably not. Okay. I really am the ramblings of a madman sometimes.
Yes.
Good or bad, you decide. Okay. Still no buildings to be had. The quest is complete, so not much else to do here but to continue. Or assign a skill point is what I was going to say. I was looking really for ability to boost the Vargeists. Casualty replenishment rate might be quite useful actually. At the moment. Let's get him to re-garrison with Wardenhof. And end the turn. Oh, Thorgrim has ventured into our lands. And he's back. I love that little animation of that Book of Grudges chair. So cool. Where they make the little shields look like wheels. It's be pretty hard work for those dwarves though. I presume they're on some kind of rotation. Obviously they're forcing back the orcs at the moment, the bloody spears. He was trespassing, but to be honest I'm not too bothered at the moment. He can waddle on over any time he wishes as long as his intentions aren't hostile. Another boring turn, I think. Not much I can do. You don't have any real major allies that we want to butter up, so we're just going to go on again until next turn.
This better be important.
Thorgrim continuing his retribution into our lands. Might have given us a good look of his army though. And we might get a good one of the empires now.
Absolutely not.
So spearmen, swordsmen, spearmen, a lot of heavy infantry. We're getting some beasts, I think. Smash our way through, and the dwarves. Looks like a lot of artillery, so fortunately the skeletons seem to be pretty quick moving, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But flying units again are going to be of a big benefit there, or dire wolves just to get around the back and take out that artillery as soon as possible. General plan. Economy seems to be getting worse and worse at the moment, despite all these new buildings, which is a little bit worrying. This is really the aim. Graveguard are a lot stronger units, and replacing the skeleton forces with those will be long term. Again, just move on. Spears seem to be raiding. In normal situations I would just strike straight back out, but I'm just so worried about overcommitting myself. Got new technology available. Income cities in growth. Perfect.
You dare!
Right, are any of these limited by money? Possibly.
More sleep shines!
What I might do is
Strike out.
Yeah. Get the necromancer to move on his own.
Then go.
Just gonna go investigate. Templehof, really? They must be attacking somewhere else. Diplomacy. Templehof. They're all the Stirland. Which are just directly west of them.
What? Very good.
Which is this down here? I just investigated out of an army down there. Otherwise, I think maybe attacking a lot earlier than I thought. Maybe. Let's turn and find out. I don't like how everyone seems to be using our lands as a B&B. Seems to be just the one-stop shop.
I will not obey.
I mean, none of them are polite enough to ask for permission. Which would be nice. I mean, it's not essential, but it would be nice of them.
This way.
Okay, so there's no... doesn't seem to be any Templehof defence at all. I mean, Templehof itself have got a pretty big garrison. The fort is pretty much empty.
Now, why? No.
Okay,
What do you want?
we're going to take a risk and we're going to pull Manfred out. But you know, stay there. Or at least be honourable. Actually, I'm going to leave him there because that gives me... means I'll be able to attack straight after the declaring war rather than alerting them to the fact. Buildings, all okay. So, let's down again. Okay, now it... God, this guy just wants pure destruction, doesn't he? Right, straight in on the dwarves is what we are to do next. In 6 turns. We get a good leadership bonus against the dwarves, though. Looks like a good one once you can roll on in there. Only 6 turns to do so. The money's not a big reward in itself. The conflict is only useful once we are attacking. The only problem is we want to really take out Templehof while they look weak. They've just started to recruit an army again. We suddenly divert south to take on the dwarves. They have more lands down here. It's going to be a never-ending war for the moment. And I'm one of those that likes to consolidate his position rather than just ripping straight through, trying to go from city to city. So, okay, we're going to ignore that. There's not for the moment. Maybe if we get round to and get this over with quick enough, we can think about it.
Right is mine.
Unlikely. So, Manfred, your time has come, my friend. Finally, reclaim the home of the vampires.
Destroy them.
And unite Castle Templehof and Drakenhof. Oh boy. Okay. Siege towers and battering ram. If we got labour force of 10, over 100. Well, that was a turn. Oh, per turn 7. Okay. Long construction time on this. I've noticed from another campaign, siege towers tend to go down pretty quickly as well. So I think we're going to have a couple of each. 5 turns sound good.
Hand me my sword.
So So we're going to continue that siege.
Ready.
So pretty risky, but just in case someone counterattacks with something, we're going to move these guys up early, just to make sure they're there supporting.
No.
I think, agonisingly I'm sure, for everybody else, we will make sure our necromancer tries to get round back there by the time the attack begins. Agonisingly, for some people, we're going to leave it there. Next time will be Manfred's moment to besiege the castle of Tempelhof in what I'm sure will be an epic battle. So this time we've just sort of rebuilt the infrastructure at Eschen and Waldenhof, ensured we're in a good position financially. I am very worried about the fact that every single other faction just wanders through without a care in the world. It's only a matter of time before one of those decides, well, that's a nice castle, I think we'll take that on our way through. Especially with all our forces down one place, but Tempelhof don't seem to be too much back. In terms of a general plan, I think taking these two regions here, and if we're lucky we're going to have time to build those two up as well, and we can create a sort of financial stability around here, create a big excess, build up our military buildings a little bit to bring on the next level in the form of the grave guards, and replace the bulk of our army with those, so we have a much stronger front line. Because wherever we go now, it's going to be Empire or Dwarves. Dwarves, as we know, very hardy folk, very good defensively, thick armour, and a real lack of proper range units for us, which means we have to get up to their front lines quickly and break through. The Empire are going to be pretty similar. The worry there is they have much stronger cavalry. But that's a story for the future. Next time we will be taking on Tempelhof, and hopefully extending our borders and increasing our castle count to 2, which would be fantastic. We don't have to pay tax on the second castle. Can a man not have 2 castles nowadays? Jeez. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you do have any praise, criticism, help, advice, do leave it down below. If you enjoyed the video, if you could leave a like, it would be great. If you want to keep up to date when the next episode is out, then the subscribe button will help you there. Other than that, check out the rest of the channel if you want to see more content between now and then. This has hopefully been released on Thursday, is the idea. Next episode should be Saturday, doing 3 episodes this week. From there on,